Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode here on the wonderful, decidedly vanilla server with me, Vanillaraccoon. Heyo! And in this episode, you guys, we are going to be going off to a place that I have visited only once during a Twitch live stream, and I don't think I've been there on camera during a DVLP, but we're going to go over to a jungle, but not any ordinary jungle. We are going to be going to the Raccoon Empire's Jungle Resort, which was located by fellow server mate Pepsi Clutch, and he's already begun to work on construction for the Raccoon Empire Resort. But the reason why we're going there is because I would like to acquire a few new friends, a few new furry friends. Actually, they would be ocelots. However, in order to obtain, in order to befriend ocelots, we're going to need some fish. And unfortunately, I do not have an OP. Oops, I didn't want to start with that one. Unfortunately, I do not have an OP fishing rod, one that I would use to catch the fish with and then use them to lure the ocelots toward me and then be like, hey there, little fella, would you like to be my friend? Yes? Alright, so that's why right now, oh darn it, I don't have enough XP. That's just my luck, I tell you. So that's why I'm working right now on crafting an OP-like fishing rod, but I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to make my way over to the Ender 3.0 because I don't feel like trudging through the nether to get to the donut because that's a little time consuming. All I have to do is go through my nether portal right here, jump down onto the tracks just beneath the pathway that leads away from the other end of the Arch of Titus, and then boom, we're right there in the end. So let me go ahead and just make my way over there. So this is the nifty looking pathway that fellow server mate BJW had created that leads to the Ender 3.0, and I have to say this pathway looks very simple, but ooh, hold on a second before we get any closer. Let's just go ahead and turn off the hostile creature sound completely because it's gonna get a little noisy up in here. But I gotta say, this pathway looks fairly simple, but it looks fairly simple in a very good way, at least in my opinion. But as you can tell, this is one open room here at the Ender 3.0, and over here is where we have various enchanted books for the community, and then we also have chests, I think, that are designated for people. So if you want to come over here, get some XP, do some enchanting on a book, but you don't have the storage space in your inventory, hotbar, shulker box, ender chest, what have you, then you can just simply store it in here. So you know what? While I'm here, let's go ahead and just place down a sign. Well, remove the sign and then place it back down and have it say property of, oh wait, we could possibly fit the on top of here. Yes, we can. Property of the Raccoon Empire. There we go. I think that'll alert the fellow server mates that this is my chest for enchanted books and such. But as you can tell, with one foul swoop with a sword that has sweeping edge 3, and although this has smut 5 and not sharpness 3, wow, we're getting quite the XP. We're able to just go ahead and make the Enderman appear on the back of a milk carton, and holy tomato peeps, this may be more efficient than the donuts that we have over in the nether and such, because the Endermen are half a block space up above us. I don't think that they're able to, oh yes they are, never mind, I lie on camera right there, I'm sorry. They're able to actually hurt us. I was about to say I don't think they are, but that just proved my case. So I think I have now more than enough experience to go ahead and finish. I think because we had Core Z on join, well there we go. Since I have more than enough experience now to go ahead and finish this up, I'm going to go ahead, grab that. Now let's go into our ender chest, grab the Vanguard's arsenal, place it down, and I did not realize I have that many arrows on me. Okay, I'm just going to go ahead and swap them right there. And what about now I just finish racking up some XP so I can be back at level 30, and then I'll meet you guys when we're over at the jungle so we can begin to do some fishing and also hopefully meet a few new friends. In the jungle, the mighty jungle, an ocelot hides from me. I'm not kidding. I have been wandering around this jungle for a little while now, and I have yet to even spot a single kitty. But let's go ahead and use this opportunity to have a little chatting session, because every once in a while I like to provide you all a little food for thought. And if you're comfortable and you want to, then in the comment section below, feel free to let me know what you have to say, whether it is in response to anything I say here in this segment, or if you'd like to share your own personal convictions, then feel free to do so. All that I ask is that we behave responsible and maturely in the comment section and not attack one another when sharing our own personal convictions or when addressing someone else's. But let's go ahead and begin this chatting session, and that would make a marvelous screenshot. I'm sorry if I got distracted there real quick. Hang on a second. Okay, so what it is that I want to talk to you all about is change. And yes, we took the screenshot. Excellent day. Now, I want to tell you all what change means to me and how I apply it in my everyday life. But I would also like to provide some background story as to how I came to believe all of these things that I'm going to say. So to me, change is not something that is temporary, but it is a new way of life. And I emphasize that, but I also say that loosely, and let me explain why. So, to me, change is not something temporary, but it is a new way of life. Now, it does not have to be a new way of life for the remainder of your life. It could be as long as a few weeks, a few months, a few years, or even simply a few minutes. But I said that's why I emphasize it, but I say it loosely. No, that's why I say it loosely, but I emphasize that because, like many things in life, change takes work. And although it takes work to implement change, I at least believe that you have to want to do it. You have to want to do the work to implement change in your life. If you don't have the want, you're not going to get very far. Now, that's my general thought on change and how I apply it in my everyday life. Well, let's take my sobriety for example. Back when I was drinking, back when I was active in my alcoholism, I did not want to stop drinking. I wanted to keep drinking. I wanted to keep attending college, and then also pathetically doing this YouTube gig. But eventually, when I did get sober and I saw that life could be so much more when I put down the drink, that's when I developed the want to do so. And so in my early sobriety, I had a want to have a better life. And because of this want, I started to do the work that was suggested of me to do. Some suggestions I did adopt into my some suggestions I did take, and I began to practice them and incorporate them into my everyday life. Maybe some of those suggestions I don't practice as much as I used to, but that's because they've either run their course or I've simply outgrown them. I've found alternative ways to maintain my sobriety. But nevertheless, I still had that want to want something more than just what I had. I was able to identify the problem, which in that particular case was alcohol and consuming it, and I was able to act on it. And although depending on how you, the viewer, may see it, at least to me, alcoholism is a lifelong disease. Hello there, Mr. Chicken. And I will continue to struggle with the temptations, whether they come directly to me or maybe they come in a mysterious form that may not be obvious at first, but in order to continue to be sober, I have to continue to have this want to stay sober and do the work that is needed to keep this change of life going, this positive change of life going. Now, as I stated at the beginning of this segment, in no way, shape, or form am I attempting to take my own personal convictions and tell you all this is how it is or hit the road. And in no way, shape, or form am I trying to promote, in this particular case, Alcoholics Anonymous or any other forms of the program that someone who may be watching this video is a part of. And excuse me. Okay, let's just go ahead. Can we climb on top of there? No, we can't. Let's just continue to walk around on foot. But I at least wanted to talk to you all about this because lately I've seen some people, both in real life and off camera, talk about a problem. And although I may have a number of times told them a few suggestions that could help resolve the problem or help them tolerate the problem until it goes away on its own, they still would seem to be complaining about it. And so that's why I've been thinking about this lately, like, okay, you know, if you're aware of a problem, then why don't you act on it? But if it's something that is out of your control along with other people's control, then maybe it's just a part of life that you have to accept. And like I said, with change, maybe it may not be around for long. It may be around for a few weeks, a few months, a few years, or maybe even simply a few minutes. But still, even if it's a part of life that you just have to accept, it's still something that you can that you at least have some form of power to change how it affects you, whether in a positive or a negative way. But I think that's gonna do it for this little chatting session. If you feel comfortable enough to do so and you would like to share your own personal convictions in the comment section below or comment on someone else's personal convictions, then I invite you to do so. But all that I ask is that you do so in a polite and mature manner. If I see any arguments spurring about, then I guess, you know, I've learned my lesson to not create an open discussion for you all in a Minecraft Let's Play video. But I'm going to continue to just wander around here in hopes of finding an ocelot, and I'll bring it back when I do, if I do, and hopefully on camera we'll be able to tame one. So I'll see you guys in a moment. Okay, so I recorded the process of taming this ocelot. However, when I was watching the footage back, my microphone was acting up, so I have an ocelot. But the reason why I'm now recording this segment here and now is because I just caught a glimpse of another ocelot right around this area. This is what I get for turning my head, I guess. Oh, there it is. Can you see him through the bushes? He's right there. Okay. Now, for those of you who do not know how to tame an ocelot, even though they've been in the game for God knows how long now, if you don't know how to tame an ocelot, you can't make any sudden moves. You can't just run up to it. Oh, geez, I did not know ocelots attack chickens. Okay, but you can't just run up to an ocelot and be like, hey, I got some fish. Will you be my friend? You can't just sneak up to it and, like, move your mouse or your analog stick if you're playing on a console all around the place like this. You have to like sneak up to it, and then once you have its attention, it will either approach you cautiously or you have to continue to cautiously approach it. And then once it's close enough, you can then begin to give it fish. Okay, here we go. Hopefully our tamed ocelot doesn't spook this one. But, oh, what do you know? With just one fish, we managed to actually tame it. You gotta be kidding me. Okay. Oops. Oh, now we got a baby. Okay. I just nailed a number of birds with one single stone. Okay, I was going to bring these two ocelots back over to the raccoon sanctuary, and then since it's Valentine's Day, as I record this DVLP for you all, I was gonna let them celebrate this holiday on their own while we get our build on. But okay, we now have 3 litters, and oh, it looks like it's getting to be raining. It looks like it's getting to be a little the weather isn't our friend right now. So let me go ahead and just let these guys sit right here. Excuse me. There we go. And I'm just going to grab, you know what? No, I think what I'm going to do real quick is I'm going to just take an ender pearl and I'm going to cast it into the wind, and hopefully we land on top of one of these trees because I want to get a bearing for where I'm at, so then I can try and make my way back home as quickly as I can without having to possibly enter the DV business chat and ask for someone to briefly hop on and give me the coordinates for the Raccoon Empire's Jungle Resort. So let's just go ahead and continue to do this on camera since we're already pretty much up here. Oh, there's the beacon, so we are not that far from the portal. Unfortunately, ladies and gentlemen, it is just about that time where we must begin to say farewell to one another. But before I go ahead and begin to close out this DVLP, there I am. Hello, I was behind the little kitty cats. Aren't they so cute and adorable? Before we go ahead and close out this DVLP, I'm going to give you guys a second chance at getting a bonus DVLP over the weekend. Hello there, Schrodinger, just wandering around aimlessly in the background. Or maybe she's trying to get on top of that trap chest that's just beneath that tree. I don't know, peeps. But yes, I want to give you guys a second chance at getting a bonus DVLP over the weekend, and all you have to do for this to happen is get this video 5 likes within the first 24 hours in which it is released, which, if everything goes accordingly, will be around 1800 Eastern Standard Time on Thursday, I suppose the 16th of February 2017. Yes, I did not have to get that technical, but I think since we have our newfound friends here, oh, I forgot, this is one of the downsides to having an ocelot as a pet in Minecraft. They're gonna find the nearest chest and then climb on top of it. I wonder if it's only a chest and not a trap chest in which they'll do this. If anyone knows the answer to that, let me know in the comment section below. And I think since these kitty cats are being stubborn and difficult to work with, I suppose I should name tag one of them Buddha Cat for those reasons. But like I said, it's just about that time where we must say farewell to one another. So if you enjoyed this video, then leave a like. And if you're new to the channel, then I invite you to check out the rest of it. But do not forget to turn on notifications when subscribing. That way you will then be notified when future Minecraft and other content is uploaded by yours truly, Vanillaraccoon. But I'd like to wish you all a happy day, and peace out.